Welcome to the Anti-Diet Meals with Farah Kariamburi. I'm your host, depot practitioner, the keynote speaker, and the original founder of the 30-Day Anti-Diet Challenge. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make spiced cauliflower puffs. Spiced roasted cauliflower. So cauliflower that goes into the oven, but not just plain. It's going to have a little kick to it, and it could be either like your side dish or actually could replace your carbohydrate. So if you are on a weight loss journey, this will actually help you to be quite full, as well as keeping those calories down. So I haven't actually started it at all. I decided to wait for show you the exact everything actually, how to actually cut it, and how to make the marinade for this. So I've got one cauliflower here. We're going to use yogurt to marinate it. Now, if you are following a plant-based diet and you don't want to use a dairy yogurt, you can also just use a coconut yogurt with that, or a soy-based yogurt as well. So they will all be pretty okay. So we've got one big cauliflower here, as you can see. I'm just going to chop the base of this. I'm going to actually make sure that the florets are quite small. I've got the roasted tin here ready to go, so I've just spoiled it. Get rid of all of that. And then we're going to just literally, we're keeping those little mini trees intact as possible. Break it off. You can use your hands actually to do this as well. You don't necessarily need to. Taking that hard bit in the middle, I'm taking that off as well. And then what I want to do is I want to end up with this size, this kind of size. So it's like little trees, and that's what I'm going to drop in here. But before I drop them in here, I actually want to make the yogurt sauce and show you guys how that works. So the yogurt sauce, you just need a bowl. You're going to put around 50 grams of yogurt in this. I don't know if you've ever made cauliflower with yogurt. It's actually really nice. It just means that the marinade is going to stick to that. So maybe like 2 to 3 tablespoons. That's all we need. And in it, I'm going to put a teaspoon of cinnamon. Big generous pinch of cinnamon. I love cinnamon in winter foods. Cumin. We've got smoked paprika. Thank you to my friend who popped in yesterday because she found it. So I'm going to make it nice and spicy. And then we've got ground ginger in here as well. Now garlic is a really good option in here if you wish to put it in. Just need to make sure that it's quite finely chopped when you do that. And I've got a tiny bit of harissa paste. If I could get it out, there is a very tiny bit left, so I'm going to squeeze that in as well. Ooh, already got that on the floor. There you are. In there. And so in here, all of that material has gone in, and we're just mixing this up. Very simple marinade. Now, this marinade can be used for many things, many vegetables by the way, not just cauliflower, but particularly works well with cauliflower. Or not to forget the salt. Salt, so we're going to pop some salt in it. Good pinch of salt by the way, because it brings out the flavouring that you're just making. So give it a good mix. So we have paprika, cumin, ground ginger, and smoked and harissa paste. Now remember, you can put any you want. You don't have to follow this exact recipe. You could literally put your cauliflower on here and put olive oil on it and salt, pepper. That's beautiful as well. But cauliflower in the roasting tin is beautiful, really, really nice. And it does take a little while to cook though, so I'm not going to parboil these again. Just going to leave it in the oven, to be honest. Just separate those florets, and what we're going to do is going to dip them like so in the yogurt, and then pop them straight on our roasting dish. So I won't be able to show you today, in fact, what they actually look like, but you can take a photo and put it in their group so you can see it. So I take photos of all the foods. I just haven't had a chance to upload them. So any big floret pieces, the smaller they are, the better they will cook, by the way. They're more easier to cook because it's not so hard, the pieces are small enough and the hard bits are taken out. So make sure they go as tiny as possible. Not that tiny they're like crumbling either. It's not quite cauliflower rice, by the way. It's roasted cauliflower made with yogurt. It's quite small actually. You know, I was only going to kind of do 2 portions, but I don't think your kids will like this that much. So you can offer it. You never know. You never know what they will like. Okay, this is it. And now we're just going to try raw. Always yummy. So, yogurt is on there. Cauliflower could just be eaten like this, to be honest. So I'm just literally dipping the cauliflower in yogurt. You can see that. And just popping it on my tray here. No oil has gone into it, by the way. So that's another health benefit of making your cauliflower in this way. I mean, you could take some time and make it pretty if you've got people coming around, but you've got no one coming around as it's lockdown, so it's just for you. And there. Such a shame today is Mom's birthday and I went to see her, but you know, you can't really go out. You just go out on Sunday to celebrate it. It's not the same, is it? So, the fact that she's having her dinner on her own and breakfast and lunch on her own. If you're watching here, do come forward and say happy birthday to my mother. She's my fan. She watches me. So there we go. Hope you're having a nice day, Mummy. And you're just going to taking that yogurt and mixing that. You could drop the cauliflower in it if you want to as well, but I like to do this because I want to make sure it's all of it is coated in it. Now you could put a foil on top, by the way, and let the steam soften the cauliflower. That's one way of doing it. And then at the end, for the 10 minutes, you just take the foil off and let it brown, because we actually want it to be crispy. We don't want soggy cauliflower. That's not it's not cauliflower cheese. That's a completely different recipe. The marinade is good. Last one. So today we're having meatballs with pasta that we made yesterday, because there's plenty left. And we're going to have this as a side dish. And sometimes, that's what you got to do. If you made a lot, then you just repeat it with a different set of vegetables, but make some effort towards that vegetable. So don't just have, I don't know, boiled carrots or something, or make some effort so that you can really enjoy that meal again. So here it goes. I'm actually going to just put it in straight and let it cook and see what happens. So there we are. That's our cauliflower cheese now. While we're waiting, I won't be able to show you because this is going to be good 40 minutes in there. I won't be able to show the final result, but halfway through we'll check it. I wanted to show you how to make overnight oats as well as a little extra bonus there. Why? Because a few people have asked me, and although I show you meals at night, I don't actually show you. Yes, I do like raw vegetables a lot. They don't give you tummy ache. You're good to go. So, overnight oats. Super easy. I'm going to make them in a little Tupperware. This is why I make mine. You're going to just open up your Tupperware. You're going to put one. So for a female, a handful of your cupful of hand, which really is, this is a protein scoop. We have protein every day. So this scoop is from there. It's 25 grams. You're going to fill that up and drop that in your little container. You're going to take some chia seeds. Chia seeds, amazingly good for vegetarians, vegans, because this has your omega-3s. If you don't eat fish, or if you do eat fish as well, even have this. Have it every day in some format. Put it in your smoothies or pop it on top of your salad. It's got no taste to it, so it's not going to really ruin anything. So I'm going to put half a teaspoon of this and sort of sprinkle it on the top. And also, this is healthy fat, by the way, so don't go crazy on the amount. So on here it says that 15 grams is 66 calories. So you can see it's quite having calories. So You can't put tablespoons of this stuff and not realize. Remember, Healthy Fast, if you're on a weight loss journey, is 3 thumb sizes, which is 3 teaspoons max. Even the maintenance, even I have that. I also then use this seed mix, which is another half a teaspoon. So together, they kind of create a teaspoon of seeds for me. And then we're going to pop some milk and some berries. Now, the milk is enough to kind of cover the surface. You can see that there, can you? Yeah? Bring it here a bit. This is almond milk from Aldi. I think it's around 89 pence. This whole meal is going to be like, this breakfast is probably around no more than £1.50, probably, with the portion that you can get out of that. So you're going to cover this, and you can also put yogurt, by the way. If you wanted to make it a bit more thicker, you can add the yogurt. I don't really like yogurt in anything. Sorry, I meant sweet yogurts and things. I like yogurts, like savoury things. Here's the berries. I buy a big bunch of blackberries every week, so my kids have a handful on top of their yogurt after every meal. After every evening meal, they have that. So I buy a big one, the jumbo pack of this. Wash it and then put it in a Tupperware so they can help themselves. So here you go, a handful of that is going to go in here. Now remember, the cupful of oats was your carbs. This is also your carbs. So we are just adding a few to just sweeten, because I don't really like porridge without any sweetening. And then while you add it, you have a few. Lovely. They will go back in the fridge. Give it a good mix. Now here, if you have protein shake, you pop a scoop in there. You could do that. But if you've got, most people probably haven't got protein shake because you're probably frightened of it, you don't know quite what it is. But I'll do a whole thing with protein shake one day so I can show you. You're just going to give it a good mix here. And just make sure all of this is mixed. Now this could be any kind of nuts can go in here, any kind of seeds. You can change the fruit. You can put banana in this if you like that. When I'm cooking in the morning, I usually have half a banana. But now I'm quite happy to do that. And I'm just going to put the lid on. Make sure the lid is not, it's nice and tight. It has to be nice and tight. And then you just leave it in the fridge. And that's your breakfast done. And in the morning you can add yogurt to if you want to, or you can warm it up if you want to, or you can just eat it straight. But if you're going to work, I was going to say if you're going to work, if you are going to work or you're allowed to work, then you can take it with you. It's Tupperware ready to go. So that was a little added bonus to show you how to make overnight oats. Amazing. So I'm just going to check on the cauliflower, see what it's doing. Smells really, really good in here, but all it's doing is that it's just getting a little bit nice and brown, and the water will be released from the juices, and that's going to help to soften the cauliflower. So I'm going to leave it in here for a good 40 minutes. So I'll be able to show you this tomorrow, the photo. I'll pop the photo in the post for you. And you can then serve this with, like I said, cauliflower hasn't got protein, by the way, it's vegetable, but you can have this as instead of your carbohydrates, so instead of your rice, because if you had enough of having rice and you just need to keep the calories low, this is a tasty alternative to have with a piece of fish or tofu or maybe some lentils, so additional vegetable to have with. So always think about how can you make your vegetables more attractive, more tastier, so that you can stick to it. There we are, guys. Thank you so much for being with me this evening. I'm sorry I can't show you. Otherwise, I thought, should I do it before I show you? But then you wouldn't have seen the process, and it's important to show you the process. So I'd rather show you the process than a pretty picture at the end. But yeah, I will post the photos of that so you can see what it turned out to be like. Thank you for watching me, and I'll catch you tomorrow at the same time with our final dish of the week. Take care, guys. Bye for now.